So I asked Dr. Daniel Bober to think about this. He's a psychiatrist and works down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, from where he's joining us. You a basketball fan, Doctor?
Somewhat.
All right. So the other night, a player in the Brooklyn Nets, Kyrie Irving, was walking off the court in Boston, and a guy threw a water bottle at him. And Kyrie Irving had, the week prior, said bad things about Boston, said it was a racist town, and all of that. So this kid, 22 years old, takes a water bottle and tosses it at Irving. Didn't hit him, but missed him just by a little. The kid has now been charged with a felony. Kid, 22, all right? And he'll be convicted. I don't know if he'll be convicted. He might plea it down. But his life is altered for the worse forever. He did it, in my opinion, because of rage. All right? He didn't like Kyrie Irving. And I'm seeing this play out not only in sports, but everywhere across the country. Everywhere. We're seeing people get in fights, violence, all kinds of stuff. And my question to you is, how do people handle this inner anger? Go.
So anger is really just a mask for fear, Bill. And what we're really talking about is both sides feeling that the other is encroaching and infringing on their way to live and be free. The way to cope with this anger is to have some sort of mutual understanding and try to cope with it in healthier ways, whether that involves spirituality, exercise, yoga. We have to diffuse that anger, and we have to try to use it, that energy in a more constructive way.
Okay, now I'm going to use myself as your guinea pig, okay? So I've been doing this for a long time. And when Obama was president, even though I disagree with a lot of his leftist policies, I wasn't really angry at him. I talked to him many times. We always had civil conversations. I was annoyed sometimes, but I wasn't angry. And when I took calls on the radio and read mail on TV, there was a little bit of anger. But then when Trump took over, the anger ratcheted up, primarily coming from the anti-Trump, the hate Trumpers, all right? And then the people who like Trump reacted to that. And it got to this crescendo. Now that Biden's president, I feel myself getting a little teed off at Mr. Biden. Even though he's affable, I think he's harming the country to an extent that I've never seen. And I'm not real happy. And if I were interviewing Mr. Biden, it would be a pretty tough go for him. So how do I rein in my anger?
Well, I think you said it correctly. I think all this really began with the last administration. Things became so polarized and so divided that people engaged in this identity politics where there was tribalism, where I don't have civil discourse with you because I disagree with you on policy. I literally hate you and what you represent. It's us and it's them. And I think that is the mentality that has taken over, whether we're talking about politics or the racial divide or mask wearing. And I think the point is that we need to find some common ground to unite as Americans and cut through this division that we have.
But that's never going to happen. And you have to know that as a psychiatrist, because you have elements in our society that want to burn it down. They don't want to find.
Well, I see this in my office every day. You know, people complaining about the election, people complaining about masks, people complaining about this racial reckoning. This is something that I see every day, and I think that it's really up to the leadership of this country to try to tamp down the rhetoric, to try to find that common ground, to try to unite both sides. There's always going to be extremist factions that benefit from this discord. But I think we have to try to all move towards the middle and understand each other.
There is no leadership in this country, Doctor.
Well, listen, again, that goes back to the polarization. I think both sides.
No. It goes back to the individual. There is no leader in this country right now. There is not. There's not one person that has the respect of the majority of Americans who can bring people together. Now, Biden said he was going to do it. Totally lied, 100% lie, and then he got in and is the most polarizing liberal president of all time. Can you name one leader, one person that you think could bring Antifa together with Governor Abbott of Texas?
Well, it would probably have to be someone that's more of a centrist, because
But
I
there
think
isn't
both
any.
sides.
There's nobody. There's nobody.
I don't see one right now. I agree with you.
All right. So we are a country that's in the middle of a civil war. There was nobody back in the Civil War days, Lincoln, Jefferson Davis, that could bring the North and the South together. So they had to kill each other. And the North prevailed because they had a better military system. And that's why the nation united. It didn't unite on any detente. They didn't do anything together. They just forced them in. So I don't know. I mean, we're going to have a midterm election. I think that the far left's going to get hammered because of the economy. But I see a personal rage situation. Now, what about, and this is my last question for you. I tell people who are angry, and believe me, everywhere I go, everybody knows who I am. Everywhere I go, people walk up to me and go, is it over for America? Is it over? What should we do? And they're agitated. I mean, they're like this. And I said, look, the only thing you can do is be a good person in your life. No matter what they do, the corporate media is corrupt, Biden is insane, I think, in his policies. No matter what they do, you have to be a good person and you have to do positive things. And I think if that were to seep in and people kept busy doing good things, the rage level will come down. Is that a solution?
I totally agree. I think we have to take some personal responsibility and try to put positive energy into the universe. And I think if we all did that, I agree. I think the volume would be turned down on this anger. And as a country, we would be much better off as a whole.
All right, but we're all not going to do that. The drug gangs in Chicago are not going to put positive energy into the universe. They're going to put a bullet between somebody's eyes. And so those people have to be crushed. But we don't have any politicians willing to do that right now. Hey, doctor, thanks very much. When I come down to Lauderdale, I'll come on in and you give me a session, all right? You calm me down, okay?
Absolutely.
Thanks for helping us out. Fellow Americans, I am concerned about the U.S. dollar. Huge debt, as you know. Will it stay as the world's reserve currency? That's why now more than ever, I recommend you diversify with gold and silver. And the only company I recommend, and have for years, is American Hartford Gold. I trust them. I've personally done business with them. They sell physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA. And they make it very easy. So call them right now. Make sure you tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they will give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Since I have been recommending American Hartford Gold, gold shot up more than 40%. Silver, more than 60%. So don't wait. Call them now. 866-501-5201. 866-501-5201. Or text Bill to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201. Or text Bill to 65532. Bill O'Reilly here. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure you subscribe to the First TV YouTube page. Just hit the big red subscribe button below, and you'll get clips and highlights of my program, The No Spin News, every single day. We'll see you soon.